Welcome to the Real Board Loft. I'm Trip Foreman, and this is the Lost Stretch RV. This board, just like the Lost Easy Up, is designed as a step up to the standard Lost RV, but also can be surfed outside of that step up range, or more precisely below the step up range in a wide range of conditions. Let's talk a little bit about this shape. Lost RV, one of the best selling boards that they've ever made, so there's a lot of them out there. Once you surf the RV as your main board, you all of a sudden realize that surfing can be fun again in a wide range of conditions with one board, not only on the best days of the year. It's a great grovel board, great mid-range board, turns every day, whether it's an average day, a bad day, or a really good day, all into good days. So that board, once you get used to surfing it, it has obviously more nose area, more width, more flotation, flatter rocker. It's just an easy board to surf well. And when you go from that board into bigger waves, a couple different things happen. One is that you have too much foam on the rail, so it becomes hard to fit that rail into the water in turns, engage that rail down into the water, so the turns become a little bit bobbly and not be able to get that thicker rail down deep. The other thing is that the board starts to feel flat if you're taking it into more hollow waves. With the Stretch RV, they're going after the same type of performance that they achieved with the Easy Up, the Lazy Boy Step Up, but with an RV-based design. So all of those same changes you're going to see in this board. If we go from the nose to the tail, on the Stretch RV, the nose is a little bit narrower with a little bit more foil to the nose and a little bit more rocker in the nose. In the center of the board, it's going to be notable, especially if you put the board underneath your arm and just feel the thickness of the rail, or if you're holding the board on the ground like this and you feel the rails are a lot more foiled down than a standard RV. So you're going to have your same. You could be looking at online at our website or Lost website or a catalog, and you could see the thickness being close to what your RV is, and the thickness is measured just on the stringer. What you're not seeing is what the rail feels like, and these rails are definitely more trimmed down, and what that's going to do is allow the rail to sink deeper into the water in the turns and have a lot more control at speed, and then also engage higher on the wave if you need to engage that rail higher up on the wave before you get to the bottom of the wave. When you go out the tail of the board, the standard RV has a double wing squash tail where the Stretch RV stretches the board out to a double wing round tail. Very similar actually to the V3 Rounded out of the V3 Rocket line, but in wider dimensions. And so what this does is it steps the board down from its wide point into the round tail, which is narrower in dimension than the tail block on the standard squash tail that's on the RV. And it reduces the area. It also lengthens the rail line. So you're going to be riding this board even if you ride it in the same volume, it's going to be longer than a standard RV. And having less area in the tail is going to allow the tail to sit deeper in the water and have more control. And then also that longer rail is just going to give you more control at higher speeds and better surf. This board is a great step-up board for somebody that has an RV. You know, if you're out there and you're watching this video and you have an RV and you're like, the RV is the best board that I've owned in the last 20 years, this is the board that you want to be looking at when you're taking your RV into more hollow surf or bigger surf, and it's not quite feeling as good as it does like on the everyday conditions. This is the board that you want to be looking for. When you get this board, just like the Easy Up, what you're going to notice is that it'll also perform underneath those conditions. Even though it's longer and even though it's quote unquote a step up, it doesn't have that overgun feeling when you take it in smaller waves. And that has to do with having the board still have a good amount of area and really a lot of outline curve to the board loosens the board up quite a bit. And even when the surf is real dribbly, you still have the ability to stand forward on the board and be in a much wider part of the board here than if you were back here. So it definitely widens the range of the board, and it definitely widens the range of a step-up board where you normally would think it's just for pumping surf. The tail on this board and also the tail on the Lazy Boy step-up are both narrower when you get to the back of the board. And what we found out through through sessions of trying out different fins is that where the Lazy Boy and the RV really liked the future controller, like seaworthy controller type fin with a lot of area and a lot of rake for creating a lot of down the line speed. These boards tended to not like them. They created a lot of lift, almost too much lift and too much speed. And with the narrow tail, one, you'd put them on, it just didn't look right. But then when you get in the water, that didn't look right, translated into also not feeling right. It's just too much lift, too much speed, and not the maneuverability or the control that you were looking for. And so we ended up switching down to just a standard quad setup, a standard quad plus a nubster, or something that was surprising was just even a standard tri-fin became the choice of a lot of these boards. And on the standard RV or the standard Lazy Boy, both of those boards really didn't like a thruster as much, and you could use it and it would give you a pivotal turn, but it was significantly slower. With these boards, you're going so fast anyway that the thruster actually gives you better control, better drive off the bottom of the wave, and just a better overall performance. So kind of if you're locked into the controller because of your having a standard RV, be open to trying different fins on this, because you're going to find you'll end up liking just a standard set of quads or a standard thruster way better. As far as sizing on these, if you get this board the same volume as your standard RV, it's automatically going to be longer because it's already foiled out. The board will then perform better in the same size waves that you're riding. If you're riding the same size waves that you're riding, but hollower, punchier waves, it's going to lose that flat feeling. It's going to lose that thicker railed feeling, and it's going to fit. The curves of the board are going to fit better into the curves of the wave. If you're looking to take that RV performance out to the next reef or the next bar or the next one after that outside, like dropping in on bigger waves, you can upsize the board one jump in volume and go for the next size up above that. And what that's going to do is it's going to give you even more paddle power and the ability to get into those waves. Again, with the foil on the rail being what it is, and with the fact that the board does have the V bottom, the extra volume isn't going to negatively affect it. You can go too big, like to the point where you're just supersizing it beyond belief, but don't be afraid to take that next jump up if you want to tackle that next line or the line after that of the surf out there. It's a Stretch RV, great board, and we've got it here at Reel. If you have any other questions, read the written review below this video review at realwatersports.com/surfing, or give us a call at the shop. Thanks for watching.